Welcome guys, welcome to this video. This video is in regards of Watchdogs. Very old game in 2014 that they release, and well, welcome to the old review. In regards to this game, it's unfortunate that this game had many promises and that they didn't really release on those said promises. And basically it's in regards of all the hacking and regarding of this game. This world that they try to build and to set for you as a hacker by the name of Aiden Pierce. It is very broad taste of who they set you up with for this character, and just trying to make bases on this character. As you go on in the game, you actually learn that this character is not very favorable in anyone else besides finding out what happened to his relative. And it's very interesting in this story that it's very bland, and honestly it doesn't make any sense. If you think about it, this game is based off of a hacking at a job that was done in a hotel scene in the very beginning of the game. A hotel scene. And honestly, if you look really deep into it, it was basically just a mistake of why his niece got killed. So basically the story goes, his name is Aiden Pierce. He, hacking a certain job, had to run away. Niece got killed, I think a week later, by a guy. His name was Maurice. It was a fixer contract that the reason why they put out on him, and it was just to cover up a secret from the mayor. So this really gets in depth of blackmailing and just basically secrets involving key players in the game, and especially the whole city of Chicago, because this whole system of CTOS for just security purposes, and the way data is linked up to the whole city. It's supposed to be like the very first city to be all dataed up, in a very virtual reality, not virtual reality world, but really more data streamed city. And it's kind of like a bummer on the whole wheel of things when you're going to play this game, because you're going through every mission, and I'm gonna mind you, there is 39 missions, and the reason I'm gonna say 40 is because at the very end you have a choice, and it counts as a mission, and it's very redundant and ridiculous, honestly. But it's like it was trying to be something it wasn't. But 40 missions in an open world game, with this player that you're trying to care for and trying to really get set into, and it's very bland. It's very bland to the full extent of this character, because this character doesn't give you background story. They do not do no missions like that. They may have flashbacks, but these flashbacks are mainly focused on him grieving on the character, that niece is gone. Things of what happened with his sister, because his sister, is going through the grieving process of losing his niece, and it's like, how can I care for this character? And honestly, he does a lot of selfish things just to find out what's going on. To find out what's just going on with with this character. He breaks a lot of laws, kills people. He goes on about, and he's working with a fixer of Joe Chin. And this other character, he's pretty much in line with Aiden Pierce, helping him throughout the whole thing, and he's actually the nicest guy, because honestly, as over time, the main character you play builds a bounty, a contract on himself, so huge where it makes Joe Chin turn on Aiden Pierce at the very end. And it's it's just, I don't know. The story just is so not even solid. It's like gelatin, you know.
Yeah.
It's like you're about to taste. It looks good, but when you start digging into it, it isn't. It isn't. It really falls flat. It's very bland. It's only 40 missions, to be honest. And come on, I played GTA 5, and come on, and that is I remember 69 missions. And honestly, it's very, it has much more depth. You find out every character has more depth into them, but the Aiden Pierce doesn't. It's like you don't know who he is still. You don't know like the backstory of why he started hacking, how did he get into hacking, like nothing. Then the person, the antagonist that is going on through this game, you know, is a mixture of a lot of people, but it's a mixture of a lot of people who are criminals in the city, using the CTO system into their advantage to get leverage and to do other crimes. We had another guy named Iraq. He was a criminal guy where he used the system to his advantage to sell drugs throughout the whole city. He had blackmail on cops, the mayor, all this information so the cops could back away from him and then continue to do these crimes. We had the mayor, of course, killed somebody, and that was the biggest secret of all in the game. He just basically killed a CTOS employee. And it didn't get reached because an older gentleman in the game, he's like the rich character where he has like all this leverage on him. All this leverage, and used it against the mayor, so to get the mayor to bend to his will, you know, to do certain things. And it's just, when you find out, you're just like, all this in the end, and then he explains like what happens and when he's already dying, and it doesn't make any sense. It was a tough game to get into. I like suffered to this game. I play games to have fun, but with this game, and that's just story driven. When it comes out to the mechanics of this game, hacking wise, honestly, if I was back then in 2014 when this game came out, my expectations would be very much low. But me me now playing this game and thinking of hacking, I'm like, okay, let's get some more hacking done. Let's use this hacking ability to do a lot of other things. But it's just very simple. It's just look at something, press a button, that's it.
I need to know for sure.
That's basically what it is. You're looking around, hacking and stuff. You're stealing money. You're obtaining resources to hack more, or making crafting equipment for yourself. You're stealing money from credit cards. Where that was the coolest thing. That was like something you see in a movie. You're like, oh, I looked at that guy. Oh, I got his information by just looking in. I got my phone, whatever. And it's like, it's pretty cool. Cool concept. But, when you're doing this in 2019, you're like, you wish some things were different. You definitely wish a few things were. Excuse me. So sorry. But it's that deal about that. Another thing is, there's a few things in this game where it doesn't make any sense. Like, you have a whole world of activities, as you can see on this video I've been putting on for you guys to watch. It's redundant. It adds a little bit to the story, like backstory, a little bit for other characters, but it doesn't add up to Aiden Pierce a lot. Maybe there's like maybe 6 or 7 audio logs for Aiden Pierce, but when it comes to everyone else, it just, for them, that's it. So when you get into it, all these activities, it really has like very little
This guy
reward.
wanted
And
something
I'm gonna jump back on
Must have
this
figured out I was on
when I
it.
have the time
He
to,
had a
because
private audience.
I'm gonna show
Did he
you
start leaving the
a
bodies where I could
progression
find them?
and a skill tree
No, I'm giving him too much
that is really
credit.
based off these activities
Edgar
you do,
was obviously
and it's just
insane.
very, very annoying. Like it's like honestly, you had so many things to do. Like you see, excuse me, you see that driver contract right there, right? That little side mission. I'm already doing a side mission, and then you're seeing another one as well. On the map, you see these little steering wheels. You know, they're fixer contracts. You have 40 of those to do. And then look, see, you know, you got those QR codes. You got 16. You got, you know, so on and so forth. You get these little audios and then whatever. But anyways, back to the matter of fact. You you do so much, but for very little reward. You either get a new weapon, you get a vehicle, and in some instance, you have to collect 23 audio soundtracks, and that's it. You know, like or this one in here, these hot spots that you gotta find. Like you do 100 of them, and that's it. You only get a trophy. And I'm like, I don't know what Ubisoft was thinking back then. I was like, you're just doing all this stuff for nothing. You get very little benefit. Like I remember playing Saints Row 1, the very first Saints Row, and you had about the same amount of little side activities. But good God, that game gave you a little reward everywhere. They gave you new weapons. You know, they gave you stats to upgrades to certain things you have for your abilities in that game. You had like so many little tricks in that game that you benefited if you actually did all of them before you started doing the main missions. You benefited so much, and it was just ridiculous how much you were doing. In this game, oh man, I really felt like I got robbed. I felt like it was a waste of my time. It was just it was just oh man, it was just too much for me to handle. I was so done. I was so happy when I finished this game. I was like, oh, thank God, what a chore. And I got like at least 70%, and you probably check on the screen already, but it probably show up again. But it was at least 70 good percent of this game, and most of it was side activities and main missions. One thing I have to add on as a pro in this game, if you do a lot of the progression, like a little side activities in the very beginning, it do benefit because on the skill tree, you're earning. You have to. They do this whole RPG setup of 50 levels. You do all this, you get able to get these skills. Then you have a skill tree. You just gotta earn them up, and you go on and do that. And it was just at the end when I found out I actually got a glitch. I got 50, but it didn't let me get my skills. It did not let me get my skills to complete the you know, to get everything, every little skill in the game. And then there was like a trophy for that too. So I was like, what? Like I can't even get an achievement on this? Like get out of here, you know what I mean? Like I was so upset. It was just monotonous, and I was just so upset about that. I was like, whatever, I'm done. It is what it is. But anyways, another thing is hacking stuff. This puzzles they did provide, and these were actually nice. They had these that were real pain in the ass. Like they were so hard. Like, but that's like end game. Like you were getting to the end. But for the most part, these are pretty interesting. I wish they had more, or they had different types of hacking, either activities or segments into the game, where it could have been tasteful and complemented the gameplay to this game for hacking. Because, like I said, honestly, there's very few games that actually involve hacking. Like thinking about it, like there's really like maybe a handful. Not a lot of games do it. Like maybe do X's Human Revolution or something like that, but not to the extent of what you're trying to do. You know, in this game, it was very apparent that they had an idea, they had a vision, but they just didn't execute. And like again, it's an expectation where even back then it's like it was like, oh,
Just
cool,
need to break into
and
Giggle's
then
system and upload Dead 6
bored.
virus. This guy's
You
a
just got
candidate
bored.
for
You're
Dead
just like,
6
oh,
Elite.
okay. It's like, this is
This
nothing
could be
new.
tricky.
Cool. Have a nice day. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, what it is. But in that sense, one thing I did like in this game, I did like that you did have like certain tower things that you had to do, and this was like pretty much typical Ubisoft, because Ubisoft usually does this with the Far Cry seasons. Oh my god, the Far Cry series. Sorry about that. And it's just one thing that you do benefit. One, you find more of these activities. Two, you actually you got able to do a lot of things. There was a lot of little side stuff and stores you could find. Another thing, a pro thing that I did find was pawn shops actually had all the pretty much the resources to make your equipment. That was pretty cool. You could sell things that you found in cars. That was a little nice little thing they did too as well. But then, the thing is, when you had, that's the one thing that's kind of it ties into Aiden Pierce's character. You had all these little hideouts, like small little containers you had throughout the game, and it just didn't make sense because Aiden Pierce, you don't know his backstory, but yet he has all these freaking locations for fast travel, all these little locations to hide out. It doesn't make any sense of why he has all that. And see here, that progression wheel, and it shows you a little bit of that. But you see all the hacking right now and all that stuff. It's really cool. It's really nice that you get to do that. Look, see, I have my funds of $539,000 and $72. You know what I mean? That was pretty nice. It's nice to have that, and you didn't really have to bust your butt for it. You had to walk around, and there's a way that they combated it. If you kept doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, they basically they report to the company that runs CTOS, and there is a section where they put a bounty on your head, and then they put an online aspect as well. And online, it's actually pretty unique. It's all based off of hacking. You know what I mean? And then, but like I said, it could get annoying when you're trying to do your own stuff in the game. Do your own stuff at all, and it's just like you're trying to accomplish either side quests or mission or so on, whatever, and so forth. But then you get hacked from online player, and then basically you got to do these little activities. Either you got to like find them where they at and kill them, and on and so forth and so forth, or do a race or something like that. But like I said, this game got you so many things to do. They thought oh yeah, they're gonna give you very little reward. It's like you're trying to be in a race of eating hot dogs or freaking eating a whole damn turkey, but yet there's no freaking turkey meat. Like, you just get like outside trimmings and shit. That is just ridiculous. And honestly, I am glad I'm not going back to this game. But I'm glad I finished I finished the main story and a lot of the side stuff. But jeez Louise. One thing I did notice that in the game, driving is actually not as bad as what people think. But the thing is, though, I did notice that it did change on certain vehicles. Like trucks had a real hard time to turn, but then when it came to freaking like cars, they had their handle was so loose, so sensitive. Like it was like I literally did like a 360 and like a big turn, or I have like a big 18 wheeler or a dump truck or some sort, and you're just a tank. Some vehicles could take a lot of damage, or you go run into someone or something, and it's like so freaking weird. That's what I think. That's what caught people off guard in this game. Like the driving mechanics are just very weird. And another thing too to add on, not to continue the driving, but these hotspots were actually nice because let's say you were low on cash or you needed resources, they were nice because other players would leave little stuff behind. That was a cool little concept. I just wish you got a big reward for looking for all 100. That's all I can say. But anyways, and like I said, that skill tree quest. If you notice that as I'm getting XP throughout this video, you be noticing that I'm not leveling up anymore. For some reason, they put a cap at 50, and they said the hell with it. I guess there was a glitch that didn't let you get all your skills, and like I said, there's a trophy in regards to that. It's called freeware. You know what I mean? And they give it to you, but it's so annoying. Look at that skill tree. Look at that. Those two I cannot get ever. Ever. You know what I mean? And do I feel like going around the game trying to redo all that just to get that stupid trophy? No, it is not worth it. And it shows you right there. It's ridiculous. Like yes, like earning XP was cool and all as an RPG standpoint, but if it's flawed and it's not letting me progress, that was the part that was very annoying. I was like, and you have a lot of things to do in this game. But as you can see, you see that audio log, some towers, you got the freaking privacy invasion, you got the song sneak. It was just so much to do. So busy, so chorish. It's like I felt like I had to it did take me about at least 2 or 3 weeks to finish this game. And that's not putting a lot of hardcore time on it because I do have a job and you do have regular stuff to do, and it's like damn, it's like damn, is this game just drains you. Now if you get onto this part of the video, you notice that this part is an online segment where I got hacked by an online player. Basically, it's called an invasion. You have to find them. Once you find them, then you kill them, and that's basically it's basically they just call it online hacking, but they're invading you. They're invading you in your space, and only thing they do is you earn minority points, and you get more boost into the game by the online aspect only. It doesn't really benefit you when it comes down to the single player aspect. It's up to you. It was up to you if you want to go into that. You know what I mean? But there are so many things to do in this game. It's like you see that progression wheel, and you just like, it's like damn. It's like I gotta do I gotta do the main missions. Then you got your side quests that didn't really give you a lot. It was just, oh man. I wish if I was a game designer, I wish I could rewrite this nonsense, because honestly, if you got a reward for doing a good amount of all that, that's would have been greatly appreciated. That's all I wanted, and honestly, I would have gave more praise to this game. But what the thing is, when you're playing a game and it's very chory, it's very, how you say, it feels like just busy work, filler, whatever you want to call it. For the love of God, like come on. Just throw a bone, man. Throw a bone, and this game does have a lot of weapons. Indeed, it does. But for the sake of it, when you get to the end game, you're just picking out like certain weapons, and that's it. It's what weapons I had. It was just it was an AACR. It was the grenade launcher I used a lot, and then sometimes it was the pistol or it was a Uzi, but that's it. It really didn't benefit a lot because all the guns felt the same. They sounded a little bit different. You did have like a bunch of sniper rifles, the grenade launchers. You had assault rifles. You had semi-automatic rifles. You had the burst. You had some pistols, semi-automatic, or submachine guns. You know what I mean? You had your shotguns and all that. And it was nice. I give it to them because they did put the AA-12 in this game, and it was nice. But then another thing is too, if you can gain all these weapons, they could at least add some modifications or some abilities to add to the, like maybe some weapon rounds. At least a little something just to complement the weapons that you get, like the abundance of it. So it'll make you kind of want to use every other weapon and not just stick with a certain amount. I just thought that because there was just so much to do. I don't know. It was interesting. We're already getting down to the end of this video, but like I said, just to finish up, there was a lot in this game back in 2014. A lot of things were promised. The graphics were supposed to be superb, as you saw the E3 videos and this original game when it first launched. But now, it just very washed out. Very washed out. So many things to do. Just, I don't know, too much to chew. It's like you're eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich and without milk. It's like, hello? But, guys, that's pretty much all I got on it. Do I recommend to play this game? If you have the time. And honestly, maybe just once. If it fits your fancy and gets you in that itch to play a game for a good while and to get all this stuff, yeah, like for one round only. One round only. Then after that, you're just like just stop it. Like whoa, there, because when I was playing this game, there are a lot of other games I haven't yet completed, and then plus, it's just so much. It's just so much. Every little reward, you get upset. You be like, damn, I did all that for what? For nothing, or just for this little BS little upgrade? I'm like, get out of here. Like, you want to throw the damn game out the window and you just have a call it a day, but it is what it is. Jeez. Game back from 2014 causing some trouble on me. But like I said, it is what it is. It's just a very travesty of this game. It was so much potential it could have been. And they did make a sequel. And we'll definitely talk about that sequel in another time, but in this one, it was just weird. So my finishing thoughts on this is just, if you really come about it, go ahead and try to get into it. But other than that, don't put very high expectations. Don't really set this thing as to be like, oh my God, this is like the best of the best, OMG, whatever. But it really isn't. Like, I played some better games. I think Far Cry 4, let's see, GTA 5, open world game. Even I can't really compare it because it's not the same time. Because I know Ghost Recon Wildlands came out, and that was a busy game too. But even at that game actually gave you some reward. It gave you some satisfying rewards throughout the game. Now it just, and then this thing too had a DLC it had a season pass, and it only came out one DLC. I wonder why. I guess it didn't hit the mark when it sold, because I looked up the stats. It did sold like 10 million plus, but it is just, I don't know, like the additional content in this game is just, what I saw wasn't really worth it. It wasn't really worth buying. Like, because it was $15 for DLC, season pass, 25 or whatever, and it was just, it didn't make any sense. I was like, what the hell? And honestly, I just cheated it. I didn't really look it up and play that, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend.
These guys completely work Maurice. No wonder he wouldn't talk.
But it is what it is. This is old reviews here on Rocky 210 420. Something to take on and a little bit about this whole overviews thing, this little project I'm doing. One, I have some extra time in my hand to do it, and two, honestly, I'm starting to like to do reviews and critiques. I can't really say this is a really critique of this game. It wasn't perfect, but I do like talking about it. I do like to state some of the things that I didn't enjoy and I did enjoy of Watchdogs, and for further other games I'm gonna be doing. Watchdogs, like I said, it was a hit and miss. Maybe it's just down for a one-time deal. Intentions were good, but it just didn't really make the mark. Man, and it had so much potential, man. Like that blackout, that ability. You hit that freaking sucker, and all the power in the whole city goes out, or not the whole city, but a good certain section, and it was just so nice. But then over time and time, it just feel like chores. You gotta like build everything and all that. You know, you gotta do all these little side things, and it's just, man, it burned me out. I never felt so drained in a game. In such a open world game where you feel like you're not doing much, and it just really overwhelmed me. So it's up to you. It's your choice, your money. This game is real cheap right now. It's like maybe $5 or some shit like that. I remember getting this thing, I think it's $7, GameStop. So I can't really cry too much about it, but either though, it's like, I don't know. I don't even know what I got myself into in this game. But I'm so glad it's over. Guys, I will be concluding this video. I hope you have an awesome time and you just take it easy. Aiden Pierce, he's going to go for the long sleep, and he just won't be woken up ever again. But other than that, this is Rocky 210. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And this is from Overviews. Take it easy now.
What's your problem? Right. I got stuck in the party cab. Have you heard of this? Oh, yeah, yeah. Guy's got Christmas lights all up around his cab. He was smoking a blunt. I guarantee.
Hey, come on. Are you okay? Hey, how about a digital trip? What you say? You want to fly?
Jeez, watch it.
Some people are very upset with you.
No, please, you gotta listen to me.